Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is a very a quick video on the earnings call from CRISPR Therapeutics. And it's just a very rough overview of what happened for the company in the last quarter and how the year ended for 2021. And I'm going to be presenting the quick facts. And tomorrow we'll see how the market reacts. As far as the after hours market is concerned, CRISPR dropped, I think, 20 to 30 cents after hours. So there must be something that I probably missed, because to me the result seems pretty good, or maybe I'm a bit biased for CRISPR Therapeutics. So you can make your own judgment. Let's get started. One reason why the market probably dropped, the share price for CRISPR, could be that the consensus EPS forecast for the quarter was a negative $0.74, whereas the actual quarterly loss reported today by CRISPR was $1.84. That is 10 cents more of a loss than was expected. That could be the reason why. But from my point of view, that would be more like a bean counter's point of view, because there's a lot of good news here in this earnings call, and I'm going to walk through them for you. Reported EPS for the same quarter last year was negative 1.5. So you can see the trend of increasing losses, but then that is bound to happen for a company which is developing a new product and which doesn't have any product in its roster right now. It's a startup kind of a company, and this is to be expected. The losses might ramp up, and then once the monetization starts, we'll start seeing the positives. At least that's my point of view. So the other good information, the qualitative information that that makes me feel optimistic about CRISPR Therapeutics is that the year 2022 is going to be very eventful, because CTX001 is progressing very well with 70 patients enrolled, and in the earnings they mentioned that the enrollment is complete for this program, and regulatory submissions are planned for late 2022. So in the last quarter of 2022, we should see a catalyst when this announcement comes through. And dosing patients in the pivotal CTX110 therapy is going on, and additional data is expected to be reported in 2022. Again, this is another catalyst event that we can look forward to in 2022. CTX120 and CTX130 clinical trial top-line data is expected to be reported in the first half of 2022. Again, one more catalyst. So we are starting to see the results of all the efforts that CRISPR Therapy has been putting into its research. So these are a whole lot of results coming in 2022, and that's what excites me. First patient dosed in phase 1 clinical trial of VCTX210, which is a partnership development with ViaCyte for type 1 diabetes, is going to have results flowing in during this year. So all of that seems to be a whole lot of potential catalyst this year. And if we go further ahead and look at CTX110, which is again fully allogenic, and allogenic is more superior to autogenous, and the FDA has already granted the RMAT designation for CTX110 in November 2021, which is the last quarter. And in October 2021, CRISPR Therapeutics announced positive results for CTX110 safety and efficacy. So in phase 1. So that's also again a very positive information to have at the back of our minds when we are looking at the value of CRISPR. The pharmacokinetic data provide a strong rationale that consolidation dosing can improve on an already competitive profile for CTX110. So in other words, CTX110 is, so if you recollect our FDA approval phases, where we were saying that many drugs drop off in the clinical trial phases because they are not superior to existing therapies. So this is a news that says that we have already exceeded the existing efficacy of any therapy in the market, and the additional trials that are being done is to enhance the profile of CTX110 and be even more effective by working on the dosage. So that seems to be very promising to me, and that fills me with much more optimism. So that's also good stuff. And when it comes to CTX120 and CTX130, both of which are wholly owned allogenic CAR-T investigational therapies, the company expects to report top-line data in the first half of 2022, potentially more catalysts again. And if these are successful, it's again, the revenue is 100% for CRISPR Therapeutics, because it's wholly owned and it's not in partnership with anyone else. So that's good news. Next, let us look at the partnership component with ViaCyte. So the news that we have from CRISPR is that VCTX210 has already gone through dosing the first patient in the phase 1 clinical trial for treatment of type 1 diabetes, and they continue to make progress in both in vivo approaches for liver gene editing using both viral and non-viral delivery vehicles. And they expect to move multiple programs utilizing in vivo approaches into the clinic in the next 18 to 24 months. So this may not be beneficial in 2022, but there is good work going on, and the fruits will be seen in 2023-2024 timeframe. So that is for the future of the pipeline. Now let us talk about money. So if you see here, I have made a small spreadsheet with just the headline numbers. So CRISPR has more cash at the end of FY 2021 as compared to 2020. And that increment is because of the $900 million that came in from Vertex as payment. In terms of revenue, CRISPR Therapeutics had 0.5 million revenue in 2020, but this year it is 931 million, thanks to, again, Vertex payments. R&D expenses have gone up to 438 million as compared to 267 million in 2020. And admin expenses have gone up marginally to 102 million as compared to 88.2 in 2020. And the net loss in 2020 was 348 million or 349 million if you round it off. Whereas in 2021, net income is 337.70. So this is a qualitatively much better outcome. And they have also increased the headcount of staff that could amount to the increase in admin expenditure, and R&D expenditure also increases as you got more pipeline candidates going into successive stages of trials and with the FDA approval process. So that's what these top line numbers say. And I have my own thoughts, which I want to share with you all. So in summary, what I think is that we have successively increasing loss per share, as we saw in the very first slide. And my rationale is that given that this is a pioneering company which is developing a new therapy and creating a new branch of medicine, so it's going to incur losses until it starts to monetize its therapies. So I'm okay with that. But I suspect that is one of the reasons why the after hours price of CRISPR fell maybe 20 or 30 cents this evening. So let us park it aside. Now let us look at the qualitative aspects of this earning report that we have seen. So the first qualitative aspect is that it seems that their allogenic therapies are doing much better, and most of the therapies are turning out to be allogenic, which is a much more superior approach and lends itself much more to the current practices of all the pharmaceutical companies in terms of production, distribution, and delivery. So that's very good for the future. And the second thing is that the allogenic approach allows for a lot of freedom in how the therapy is manufactured and delivered. So that lends itself to much more logistical ease in implementing those therapies on patients. So having said that, if we look at the pipeline, we are going to get a lot of positive catalysts potentially in 2022 with CTX100 and other therapies. And also we have a very strong pipeline for future, which is going to be the ones with ViaCyte. And also there is plenty of money already committed to CRISPR, provided they achieve various milestones. So that's a very strong future revenue. Let us think of it like this. When Tesla announced its EVs, they allowed people to book the cars by putting a deposit of a certain amount of money. I think it was $1,000 or $2,000, something like that. So people put deposit for the car to be delivered in future. So this is similar to that, where big pharma companies are giving CRISPR money right now and commitment to pay more once the therapies succeed, and there are milestone payments to get those money for CRISPR. So that's again a very good situation, because the revenue is assured and CRISPR is ready to do the work. It has the team, it has the infrastructure, it has the knowledge. So that's the business of CRISPR. So overall, I'm feeling very optimistic about CRISPR after this earnings result. I think we are going in the right direction, but we'll wait for the other analysts who cover this for bread and butter and see what their point of view is, so that we can have a learning experience on how the market views earnings result of CRISPR companies, and we can try to pick up from there. So that's all, my friends. Please put your comments on what you think about this earnings result, and let me know your views, and also put a thumbs up there so that more people can see this video in their YouTube homepage and click on it. And if you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.